Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning into another episode of TokYo-Yo. My name is T. Feels good to be getting back to these videos, and the last video I put out had a lot of good responses. It seems like people don't mind the more rough nature of these little videos I've been making, so I'm going to continue with that, I guess. So today we're going to be taking a quick look, a little review of the CLYW Manatee. So here we are taking a closer look at the Manatee here. You can see that this is a nice, I guess, flared out WH. I think it has more W than H because it does have the slope that goes out, and the rims are not exactly bigger than the rest of the yo-yo. They kind of slope out naturally. There's a very, very solid cut here. You can see where we go from the body to the rim itself. No step up here, but there's a nice little curve here. I guess that's good for your horizontal and whatnot. But this is where CLYW gets that extra rim weight. They've got the double rim in here. You see that on a lot of their flagship models. This is a 6061, although the body and the blast and everything feel very, very high quality. So often I actually forget it's just a 6061. In the cup, you've got, as I said, the double rim here. You've got the nub that a lot of CLYWs have, this inner little recess in here with the Manatee logo. On the other side, it says Manatee, and it's Riccardo Frellini is the designer of the yo-yo. He is absolutely one of my top 3 players of all time, so I really, really enjoy his style. And I actually wanted to get my hands on the Manatee for quite some time before I got it. So I had to, I think, trade a bunch and sell a bunch of yo-yos away to get this. So I don't remember what I did. I think I traded a yo-yo to someone and then they bought it for me, basically, because I couldn't afford to buy it myself. So this is the Berry Melt colorway, which I think is one of the best of all. Every time I look at this thing, it makes me so hungry for ice cream. We've got this, I think, silver body with a pink, purple, and blue splash. Really cool where it mixes together. You can kind of see this like melted color. I guess that's where it gets its name. And I've got it strung up with, I think this is one of the slushy colorways for zipline. I think it matches the blue really, really nicely, and it actually works really well with the response too, which is the CLYW snow tires, these purple ones, which I love how CLYW always matches the snow tire color with the colorway of the yo-yo. It shows a nice little attention to detail. But I absolutely love the Manatee. It's in my top 5 right now, especially for monometals. So why don't we go ahead and throw it around, and I'll tell you why I love it so much. So one of the things I love so much about the Manatee is the smoothness of it. It's really, really smooth. You can just hear a tiny little bit of ringing there. That's just from, it making contact with the metal. This yo-yo is just so much fun. It's super wide, so it's going to be incredibly easy to land all of your tricks that require like a wider gap yo-yo. It's almost too easy for a lot of tricks. It kind of feels like you're cheating because a lot of times you'll go back to another yo-yo and feel like they're thin or they're too narrow compared to this one. I like doing tension hooks with that. It's very easy to hit the gap of the yo-yo. Regens surprisingly well. Even though it has this angular body and it's wider than most yo-yos, it actually regens really, really nicely, really smoothly. Doesn't feel like you're forcing it around or anything like that. It just really rolls off the string nice and smooth, just like that. And the response, so nice. Let me show you some grinds. Basic finger grind. This grinds so freaking well. It's unbelievable. Because it's got that nice wide gap, you can easily land it in there. You're not going to have any problems hitting it. This would actually be a good yo-yo to learn boings on because it's very wide, so you don't ever feel like it's easy to miss. Try some whips. Like I said, the wide nature makes it very easy to hit your whips. Oh, so regens feel so good. The little jade whip action. So you can see, very easy to hit that big old gap there. Not a problem. You can do this all day. Nice response with the snow tires. I sometimes feel like the snow tires can be a bit thuddy but I feel like the Manatee has a really, really nice set of snow tires, and it has that nice ping, it doesn't thud. It could be because I use zipline as well. They have a really nice snap to them. Like that. Finger spins are not really spectacular, but there is that little space for you to catch your finger, and because the gap is so big, you're not going to find it a problem to whip, as you can see. I guess talon grinds, really good. That lip is huge, so you're not going to find a problem hitting that at all. But yeah, it's just a really cool yo-yo. It's so fun. I can't do any of the stuff that Riccardo Ferlini can do. He's a absolute master legend at what he does. It's really incredible to watch him play. Even though he only puts out videos once in a while, every time he does, they're just pure magic. Really nice rim weight on the Manatee, as you can see. Very easy to hit the gap, very nice to do gyroscopic flops on. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I really, really, really love the Manatee. I guess the only things that you could really complain about would be like the weight. It is, I think, above 66, might be like around 67 grams or something. It doesn't feel that on the string, I think, because the weight distribution of CLYW is so good. They just nail it on all their throws. The only weight distribution of a CLYW I didn't like was the pickaxe. I think it's the undersized one. As soon as I threw that, I disliked it. It was just way too much of a rock. But I usually don't like most undersized yo-yos. But this, it just feels so nice. The width by today's standards is not crazy, like the Cadence and a lot of yo-yos, the Edge and everything that are super popular now. That width used to be kind of weird to most people, but now, this was kind of one of the widest on the market when it was released. And by the time I actually got my own, the width of the Manatee was starting to become not the norm, but like a lot more common. So it's a little unfortunate to me now that I feel like it's kind of lost. I feel like people might leave it behind because they might look at the specs and see like, oh yeah, I can get a Cadence or something for the same, width and get a wide yo-yo. But I feel like this is really, really special. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's the shape is really nice. It's really accommodating. The blast on CLYWs is just amazing. Their colorways are really, really good. The snow tires are a lot of fun. So I hope that people will still give it a chance, even though the price tag is a bit high. But like I said, I didn't pay for it out of pocket. I did have to do some trades for it, so there you go. But like I said, it is one of my favorites of the last couple of years that I've been playing with. It's definitely in my top 5 still. It goes back and forth with the Akita. I'll do a full video on that sometime, but the Akita is basically the bimetal version, to me, of the Manatee, so it does kind of deal with the weight issue, makes it feel a lot lighter, a lot more zippy, whereas the Manatee feels a little bit slower, more deliberate. I think some people might complain about the weight, that they might think it's a little bit heavy at the end of the string. I definitely don't think so, and maybe the only reason I would think that is because I play with a lot of bimaterial yo-yos these days. So monometals, the weight distribution tends to be a little bit more dense, but the more I play this, the more I'm realizing, oh yeah, it's not heavy. It's just because I've been playing with like the Crucible and stuff like that. But I absolutely love the Manatee, and I think if you're a fan of wide yo-yos, if you're a fan of CLYW, if you're a fan of high quality monometals, this is absolutely, you can't go wrong with it. It's just so fun. The colors for it are absolutely incredible. The weight distribution is really nice. It's a very classy yo-yo. It's got really cool engravings. I love the font that they used here. It's really, really nice. I'm a total font nerd. And Riccardo Ferlini is an amazing player with a yo-yo style that I don't think anyone on the market has. He's absolutely amazing. So if you haven't checked out his videos already, you should definitely go check him out. I love players that don't really play like they're trying to be competition beasts. They just play in a really cool, unique way. Like two of my favorites are Jonathan Best of One Drop and Riccardo Ferlini of CLYW. Also, Peter Kafka of, I don't know if he's actually teams CLYW, but he works at works with Slushny. I think that's how you say it. But he's another one of my absolute favorite players. He's more competition focused, but I think Jonathan Best and Riccardo Ferlini are a little bit more like doing their own thing, going at their own pace, which I think is way cooler than just trying to go out there and win competitions. Not that I'm against that. If that's what you're into, that's fine. But just for me, I prefer the more chill, laid back, unique style. Anyway, I'm rambling. But anyway, go buy a Manatee. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a nice day, and sayonara.